The Earth only slowly reveals its secrets. Hidden deep within are treasures born under the awesome and dynamic forces of the Earth. Crystals that man would one day call gemstones. Set apart in the mineral kingdom by their beauty, durability, and rarity, they have been called the Rosetta Stones of Earth history, among the purest distillates of the laws of nature, the physics of the universe, ultimately to come within our grasp. We shall tell the story of a few gemstones found in the Americas, and through them reflect on all gems, described by the ancients as the flowers of the mineral kingdom. Throughout all time and all the ages, gems have held a special fascination for man and a unique and enduring place in his history. Today, from Fifth Avenue to Paris, from Rome to Rio de Janeiro, they continue to attract us, seduce us, and captivate us in ways that no other objects of nature ever have. Subjects of fable and folklore, superstition and wonder since ancient times, they have been objects of reverence, of adornment, symbols of wealth and majesty, influencing the lives of multitudes of men. Gems have been called the greatest investment in the smallest amount of space. And like glittering stars from primitive times to the 20th century, they continue to engender a very special response.
Oh, I love it. That is so beautiful.
Yet to truly understand gems, we must explore the story of their creation as the rarest and most exquisite end products of the ongoing history of Earth.
So beautiful.
Our story of gemstones begins in a remote corner of space where nearly 5 billion years ago, Earth was formed. Evolving through time, the surface features of our planet provide dramatic testimony to processes taking place within. Rugged mountain ranges standing high are but reflections of much larger forces. The continents are traveling like passengers on great plate-like portions of the Earth's outer layers, driven by primordial heat sources deep within the Earth itself. Slowly, yet inexorably, these plates, moving only centimeters a year, provide for every feature in an ever-changing landscape. Here, the Red Sea area, where plates are pulling apart and a new ocean is being born. Here, the earthquake-prone San Andreas Fault in California, where the plate carrying most of North America slides past the Pacific Plate. Violent volcanic eruptions are a result of plates colliding head-on. Yet they too are only surface expressions of events occurring beneath, events at the heart of the story of gem formation. Perhaps resembling the movements in this lava, but on a much grander scale. One plate is overridden and slides beneath, carrying with it mineral-rich sediments and rock material. With heat, drops of molten liquid form and migrate upwards through cracks, accumulating in vast reservoirs of magma. Surrounded by cooler country rock, most of the magma crystallizes into huge bodies of granite. The residual liquid can escape along fractures to form distinctive bodies called pegmatite. Composed primarily of large crystals of quartz, feldspar, and mica, the pegmatite contains remaining pockets of liquid, enriched in exotic mineral elements. These pockets are among the birthplaces of gems. With elements such as lithium, beryllium, fluorine, cesium, now sufficiently concentrated to stamp their imprint on events, conditions in some pockets provide for new, well-formed minerals to crystallize. Magnificent gemstones, yet incandescent with their own heat. Gemstones like these are the end product of a long and tortuous sequence of events. Rare materials indeed, and in their very nature documenting their incredible history. Millions of years may pass as crystals like this aquamarine lie passively in their pockets. The mountains in which they reside are uplifted and exposed to erosion at the surface, providing for the possibility of human discovery. In gem-rich Minas Gerais, Brazil, granite domes, remnants of once larger mountains, dot the landscape. It is an ideal place to start tracing man's quest for gems. The search in Brazil, as in other places in the world, pits human beings against the face of Earth history. Here, garimperos, or prospectors, carry on the search with age-old methods. Their tools as simple as a pick, a shovel, and a carbide lamp. The miner's search is constant. The garimperos invest not money, but their very existence against the mountain. Here, in a place called Cruzeiro, they are working in soft, weathered pegmatite. To locate a pegmatite may only take months. To find pockets bearing gem crystals may take years. In another part of Minas Gerais, garimperos work a stream in the shadow of a major mining operation. The place is Capão, adjacent to the colonial city of Ouro Preto, famous for a gem species known as imperial topaz. Here, crystals freed both from the weathering effects of nature and man's mining activities are carried in stream gravels. The rewards are usually small, and the greatest interest of the garimperos is the color rich enough? Is the stone clear enough to be considered gem quality?
É bicolor, duas cores, amarelo e roxo.
The major mining operation at Capão uses more sophisticated technology. and at a much higher cost. Here, the risk-taking is one of capital, as giant bulldozers cut into the earth. The imperial topaz crystals found here are in pegmatite-like veins, formed when mineral-laden fluids moved to higher levels in the Earth's crust. Every working day, more than 900 tons of decomposed rock is bulldozed for delivery to nearby lime pits. At the lime pits, the material is washed from an upper to a lower pit and subjected to the force of water cannons. The harvest, called heavies, is the remaining rock material. Most of the world's imperial topaz is recovered in this area. The treasure lies mixed with worthless gangue within a sieve box less than 6 feet wide. A final rinse removes any last remaining soil. The sorting itself is done by hand. Each day, out of 900 tons of material processed, less than 20 pounds, some 9 kilos of imperial topaz, is recovered. Of this, only a small percentage is actually of gem quality. In the search for gems, the effort persists, often moving into hard, unweathered rock deeper within the mountain. Here, mining reveals the spectacular mineral-bearing nature of pegmatite, in turn encouraging the pursuit of gems which may lie within. To explore for the possibility of treasure, the process is brutally mechanical. But once a gem pocket is found, force gives way to great caution and care. Crystals like this quartz have survived for nearly 1 billion years, hidden in the pocket of its birth. A pocket that may contain yet more precious gems. It is maybe in their form and symmetry, their color and their beauty, that crystals like this exquisite aquamarine epitomize the order of nature and give insight on all history. Rio de Janeiro, where many of the finest Brazilian gemstones are fashioned into jewels. In the story of gems, few activities better exemplify their unique qualities. A master cutter requires an inner understanding of these qualities and how they relate to the gem. The stone itself defines how it should be cut. To be of value, a crystal must be fine, gemmy material without incipient flaws. It must be durable enough to have withstood the power of nature and the vicissitudes of human handling. A gem must have hardness, be able to resist abrasion. Its very cutting is a difficult operation. In the transformation from crystal to finished gem, the stone is then given its essential shape. It is a shape dictated by the atoms within and how they interact with light. The stone is now placed on a dopstick, a special wax used to hold it in place so that the cutter will be able to work with it on the wheel. Even in modern times, the techniques are the same as in the remotest areas of the world. The only major difference, electric power. As the faceting takes place, the promise of the stone's inner beauty becomes apparent. Once faceted, the stone is given a final polish, allowing its full luster and brilliance to be revealed. Among the finest gems of the Americas is this aquamarine. Yet the story of the rarest, most precious gem, the emerald, is best told 3,000 miles away in the mists of the Colombian Andes. The emerald, revered, sought after in these mountains over the centuries, a treasure uniquely bound up in the history of the Americas and the world. This is the Utoco River, tributary of the muddy Carare. Here, in a gaping canyon of black shale, in a place called Myrow, much of the story of the Colombian emerald is told. Here, the Myrow Indians mined along the mountainsides. Here, the Spaniards, having heard of the valuable greenstone, waged a vicious war with the Indians, who were ultimately enslaved to extract the emerald treasure. Over the centuries, the mountains have been repeatedly ravaged to recover the fabled stone. Today's modern operations belie Myrow's turbulent history. Myrow has become synonymous with the finest emeralds in the world. The green stones occur in white calcite veins within the black carbonaceous shale. After drilling and blasting, bulldozers turn over the black shale, exposing veins which are then worked by hand to reveal the emeralds. The story of Myrow, however, lies not only on the mountains, but in the viscous black mud of the Utoco River itself. Called at times the River of Death, it has been a place where the quest and the competition for the heralded green stone has been played out. Death by jungle disease, by deprivation. Death in the almost overpowering obsession to find, possess, become rich by the emerald. In breathless tropical heat, the people of Myrow who live in shacks along the mountainside, work the river in hopes of finding a gem. Some work downriver from the mining operation, but most trek up the Otoko every day or along the dirt road that parallels it to dig in the black mud disgorged from the recent mining activity above. They are nearly 10,000 strong, men, women, and children. People with no other source of income, no other work, searching, living on a dream of discovery. Called Huaqueros, they live or subsist digging in the mud. Days, weeks can go by without finding anything. They trade in stones illicitly, sometimes with considerable risk because of blood feuds which flare up among them. In 1972, the feuds claimed over 900 lives, and the mines were forced to close. In a scene reminiscent of the Klondike or California's gold rush, children grow up knowing only the obsessive dream of their parents and adopting it as their own. Life for the Huaqueros is arduous. Their shacks, which they call rancheros, provide no more than shelter. Their food, little more than the pigs, chickens, fruit, and vegetables they raise, or buy from local vendors who set up at the river. Working alone or sometimes in small groups, the Huaqueros are occasionally successful. When they are, their marketplace is close at hand. A steady stream of buyers come from Bogota, men called esmeralderos. Licensed by the government, they are tough, independent emerald dealers who may also represent larger financial interests. The towels they wear are both a badge of office and used to wipe the mud off emeralds. The stones the esmeralderos buy will reap great profits in Bogota. For the Huaqueros, a deal, even on a small emerald, validates and perpetuates a way of life. Bogota, city of high skyscrapers and commerce, truly the emerald capital of the world. Buyers from all over the globe come to places like this international trading company to purchase emeralds for marketing. Here, commissionistas, who work on commission for others, wait their turn to offer their emeralds. It is a low-key atmosphere, but the stakes are very high.
60 pasilla.
30,000, ¿no?
No se alcanza.
¿Descuido 40?
No. Tienes que llevar más que el carro pensé. 11 piedras a un poco plata.
¿Cuánto?
25 todo.
Total.
Todo peda 25.
Japan and the United States provide the largest market for Colombian emeralds, and their combined purchases average almost $30 million a year. Some exceptional stones can reach the international market in this way. Others are sold in jewelry in the elite salons of Bogota. The most highly prized are sold in private sessions. Perhaps no clearer demonstration of the impact of an American gem is possible than on this simple board. 14 cut stones from a single emerald crystal. Total weight 23 carats, total value $360,000. The late Willis Bronte describes.
There are two pairs in there. Pairs are always more valuable than individual stones because they're so hard to get. So you can make earrings out of those. No two emeralds are alike in nature, but we approximate their likeness. And that gives us earrings which bring a 20% premium over single stones. I would like to call your attention to this other the largest stone of the lot, which is a little beauty or a big beauty, whichever you want to call it. But it would make a perfect match, a ring to go with that pair of earrings.
Well, what is the price of the big stone? I see it weighs 3 carat 33.
$45,000
Ah.
for the complete stone. And the price of the earrings is approximately $18,000.
Each stone?
Yes. Shall I wrap them up?
Well, I would like you to, but I think I'll only be interested in one.
Today, our appreciation and understanding of gems is greater than ever and firmly rooted in knowledge. Fable and superstition have given way to science and to the special wonder that comes with knowing how nature creates, out of its own dynamic forces and exotic elements, these unique objects, microcosms of the universe, in which the arrangement of atoms, the play of light and color, have endured since long before man. Throughout human history, gems have wielded extraordinary influence. Yet the bond between man and gems remains wrapped in our sense of beauty, tied to our wish to know and understand, bound to our desire to possess objects of such timeless value. Gems, the flowers of the mineral kingdom, speak to us. And we continue to respond.